All right, welcome back to Blue by 90. I'm Justin, joined by Jack and Kaylin. As always, it is Sunday, October 16th, and Michigan is pretty fucking good.
Sunday fun day.
Undefeated. 7-0, baby.
7-0.
Let's go.
Who's still undefeated in the Big Ten? Ohio State and Michigan?
I believe that's it.
That's it.
Sounds right.
Because Illinois
beat Minnesota,
but they lost previously.
Right. So yeah, just Michigan, Penn State. Nice.
Yeah. Which to me, like, I mean, at this point, it's Ohio State and Michigan, like in the whole conference. The West is irrelevant. Completely.
Oh yeah. 100%.
And now, this is classic because, like, I don't know. Do you say that Penn State are frauds now, or is Michigan really good? I mean, because I know that everybody else out there is just gonna be like, "Oh, they're frauds. Michigan's still very average." Blah blah blah.
Yeah, dude, we still haven't even played anybody yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, was it a big game? Did Michigan win? Then their opponent was a fraud.
Well, I love that like Penn State, they came into the game they allowed 80 yards rushing per game, gave up 400 something.
Yep.
And then they averaged, it was like all these like numbers that they were doing really well at, and Michigan just like exploited them in every part of it. It's incredible.
Literally every single one.
Yeah.
I mean, they were supposed to be a better defense than like Iowa, right?
Yeah, statistically they were better. But okay, this is so funny because all week long, I don't know if you guys hopped in or were part of the Twitter spaces that I was in on the Blue by 90 account on Thursday and Friday night, but these Penn State fans were just talking outrageously about their secondary. They were just like, it's the best secondary we've ever had, like of all time. We're, the best secondary in the Big Ten by far, best secondary in the nation. And now I'm just like, you know what? Hey, I got to give it up to you guys. You guys got a great secondary. The best secondary in the Big Ten for sure. It's just too bad that your run defense sucks ass.
It's god awful. God awful.
So, oh my God, it was cracking me up. I was just like, bro, they were talking about like, they're like, well, we got to let JJ beat us. If JJ's got to beat us, we can't let Blake Corum beat us. And I was like, well, I feel like Blake Corum himself beat you.
That had to be the best running back performance between two Michigan running backs since Minnesota in 08 or not 08, 18 with Chris Evans and Karan Higdon.
Yeah. Oh my God. Or like the Notre Dame game, the rain game too.
Yep. Yeah.
Was pretty incredible. But I mean, I don't know that we've put up over 400 rushing yards in a long time, have we?
It might have been that 18 game. Because Chris Evans, I think, had like 192 and Karan had like 205 or something.
Yeah. Jeez.
But it was unbelievable. I didn't love that they had JJ running with 9 minutes left in the fourth up by 2 scores. Didn't love that.
That seemed unnecessary.
Yeah, a little bit.
That seemed unnecessary. And it also, what was concerning to me was it didn't seem like it was an RPO. They looked like
design run for sure.
Yeah. So, that's where I was like, I don't know, man. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I know you're a big defensive guy. Ro loves defense.
Yeah.
Great defensive game. Great defensive game.
Dude, our defense is fucking sick.
Fucking awesome. And they were getting pressure on like Jesse Minter. This might be a hot take.
Ooh,
is he better than Mike McDonald?
Dude, his second half adjustments have been incredible.
Well, just the disguises that they put the defense in. I mean, they're only rushing 4 guys and get pressure. Like, did we blitz at all yesterday?
Not much.
Like, not a ton though. Like, but they were getting a ton of pressure just off 4 guys rushing, just from disguising it and bringing guys up. And I mean, it was beautifully coordinated defensive game. And I mean, again, offensive line, defensive line played incredible yesterday. Beautiful thing to see.
And they were really only in the game because there were like a couple fluky plays.
It was like 3 plays. They had like 3 big plays. They had the one I'll say this: the pass down the right side was a dime by Clifford.
Oh, that was a dime.
That was
Yeah.
beautiful.
That was beautiful throw.
And DJ Turner actually played it really well. It was just so well thrown.
He just threw it perfectly.
And then the Clifford, run, like
incredible.
It was just a bad assignment. Like I think we over pursued, to the running back, to the RPO, and so that play, and then the pick six, which was like it bounced off of three guys' heads, and then bad decision by JJ. Like he's got to get it over that guy, but still, outside of those three plays, it was like they didn't do anything.
Well, when you think about the red zone stops that Penn State had too, that sold in field goals.
It should have been 56-10, honestly.
Yeah. Michigan didn't punt.
No, Brad
didn't get on the field other than his immaculate holds he had all day.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was incredible. I was not expecting that. I don't know about you guys, but I was absolutely not expecting to see that.
Dude, I remember talking to guys before the game. I was like, this is the first game all season I've really been nervous for. Like maybe Iowa a little bit, but like Penn State, I was like, okay, like I'm nervous for this game.
It's a competition.
Blow them out.
And our guy Jake Moody with the tackle. Did you see that?
Dude, I was telling Ro about that. I was watching the beginning of the third quarter, and Singleton or whatever his name was fumbled the kickoff, and then you see Moody come out of nowhere and just
out of nowhere
just lays him out and then just flexes on him. Like that's incredible.
That was awesome.
The flex was unreal. Unreal.
Man.
And he came out, I think, after the fact and said, like, yeah, I haven't hit anybody at Michigan, so he's been waiting for that his whole career.
He's been waiting for this moment.
Yeah.
Just tee off on this guy.
I love it. Yeah, that was awesome. But so a couple stats that I pulled about our defense against this Penn State offense. I put a bunch out on Twitter, but the ones that I didn't put out there yet, Michigan versus Penn State. So out of 51 plays that Penn State ran on offense, they had only 6 plays that went for more than 10 yards. 11%. That was it. And then it was only like 16 of the 51 went for 5 yards or more. Like that is, I mean, it's still 31%, I think it was, of plays that went for 5 yards or more. I mean, that is insanity to me.
I remember seeing a stat too that I think it was like 56 of 70 of Michigan's plays were in Penn State territory. Does that sound right?
Wow.
I think I saw that on the broadcast.
It definitely seemed like that. I mean, the time of possession was insane. We used the entire first quarter on our first drive, or those first 2 drives, I think it was. And yeah, like I said, like
2/3 of the game.
Yeah, they didn't have a chance to score. They had no. I mean, they obviously had the defensive score, but if they don't have that, it's an even bigger ass whooping.
Right.
So yeah, man, it was total domination, absolutely total domination. And for I think what was the stat I put up about the rush defense for Penn State too? So they had.
I think it was they allowed 80 yards per game going into it, and there was like they gave 400 to Michigan.
They also allowed 0.6 touchdowns per game rushing, and we put up 4.
Oh yeah, that's what the other one was.
They had like 4 total, I think, rushing TDs allowed for the first 5 games, and we put up 4 in one game.
Oh,
and then okay, here's the one thing I want to talk about too is JJ. Because obviously JJ's not the star of this game. His stat line was nothing crazy. Still 70% completion percentage.
Right.
70%. So it's like obviously he had a couple bad decisions. We have to stop just like as you're getting sacked, throwing it into the middle of nowhere. I mean, thank God that Blake Corum was there. That was freshman JJ coming out a lot, but
that's what you get. That's what you get with JJ, right? You gotta, You can't hate on it when that kind of comes with his territory and his playmaking, right?
He also rolled out to the right and threw like a solid pass. Who was it? Cornelius Johnson.
Oh my God, that was a
dot. I think it was in the first
25-yard
quarter.
dime.
Yeah,
on the run.
Yeah, I love seeing JJ roll out and throw, man. I mean, he's so dangerous when he gets out of the pocket because he can either run or he can throw it on a dot on the run, or like he might be more accurate on the run than he is standing in the pocket. I know myself, also an elite quarterback. When I used to play flag football and two-hand touch and stuff, I'm way more accurate on the run. JJ and I have that in common.
A lot of people
very athletic,
compare you guys,
good-looking human beings.
Yeah.
Same haircut.
Okay. Same haircut, dude.
This
is the bald cap. This is the bald cap. This is the bald cap. I've got beautiful hair.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, no, I mean, going back to JJ, like on a real note, like I think if that's the worst that JJ McCarthy is going to play, then
Great.
I am incredibly happy with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
And it wasn't really that he played bad. I didn't think we just didn't need to use him.
Right? Yeah,
they never threw the ball downfield outside of that Cornelius throw.
Well, I would be shocked anytime that Dono or Blake didn't run for 5+ yards when they were getting the ball. Like that's what it seems like. They were just like the Penn State D line just couldn't stop Michigan's running attack
until we got into the red zone, which was really annoying. And then we were just continually running it up the gut. That would be my only criticism of the day was like, hey, we know that they're going to stack the box when we get into the red zone. They've done this all year long and been really good at it, at stopping guys in the red zone. Like, let's open it up and throw the ball, because we really didn't throw the ball at all once we got into the red zone.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was pretty toasty during the entire game. I actually ended up like sleeping pretty much the rest of the day once I got home. And it was like 1 in the morning. And I'm like, I need to watch this game. So I watched the first half, like at 1 a.m., fell asleep for the third quarter. That's what I was watching it before we started recording. And then fourth quarter, I watched a little bit of, but I'm just blown away by these running backs, man. Blown away. Absolutely. O-line crushed it. Defense looked really, really good. I'm full hype train. Michigan should be #1 in the country right now. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm mentally at. Unbeatable.
Talk about a hot take.
I mean, do you guys disagree?
Blake was like a fucking pinball, man. Like he was bouncing off of guys. Like
one of my favorite plays of the day was, I think Blake got stopped a little bit, and then Ryan Hayes literally grabbed him and just threw him forward, and he got another 5 yards.
Also, Joel did the same thing on that 1 yard touchdown run that he had, where he got stopped at like the line of scrimmage.
He was
and Joel just like laid on him essentially. It was like, we're gonna go in here now.
He surfed to the end zone.
Yeah, it was amazing. No, I like credit for sure goes to the O-line, because there were some holes that you could drive a fucking truck through. It was incredible. Like they just bullied that D line, and they really did, outside of just a couple pass dropbacks. They kept JJ in good shape all day long too. It was just that there was no need to throw the ball downfield, so they never like had to hold the ball for a while. But so going back to the O-line, so O-line did incredible. To your point, Kalen, Blake, like, I don't know how many times where he should have been stopped and got an extra 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yards, whatever it was. It was like he was a man on a mission yesterday.
Oh, I loved it. Loved every second of it. And Dono just looked, like Jack always says, he looks so smooth. And
I don't know what it is about him.
He's like a gazelle.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Blake Corum being Michigan's go-to guy, Donovan Edwards would be leading the Heisman race right now. That's not even a hot take. I mean, Donovan Edwards had a better game than Blake did yesterday.
You are drinking the juice, and I freaking love it.
I'm big time in it. I'm big time in it right now.
I love it. We're #1 team in the country. 2 Heisman contenders.
3 if we need JJ to throw the ball.
No.
Don't even get me started on Mike Samer still.
Defensive Heisman. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. I'm all in. I'm all in.
I absolutely love it.
This is a dangerous place for me to be, but it'll be so fun over the next 2 weeks.
Dude, I'm in. I'm in for the next 2 weeks, man. Listen. Well, let's wait to talk about the next couple weeks here because I got a lot to say.
Well, we're gonna have too much. We need to save our content a little bit. We're gonna have an extra week without football. So
exactly. No, I mean what Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards did yesterday was pretty unreal. And I think I had a couple people be like, all they had was 2 big runs. And I was like, okay, take away those 2 big runs. They still ran for 300 yards.
Right.
It was a ridiculous game. And yeah, I mean, Sean Clifford, I need to pull the stats about Sean Clifford versus Michigan because his stats cannot be good.
I think they were good coming into this game. I mean, they weren't bad coming into this game. He's 2-2 against Michigan.
I know, but last year, it was half of it was because of Saquon Barkley.
Was Saquon wasn't there though with Clifford? I thought.
I'm pretty sure
he was. Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders was there with Saquon, because I think Trace and Saquon were in the same draft.
Oh, you might be right.
But even Miles Sanders, I saw another stat during the broadcast. Saquon's leading total yardage in the NFL, and Miles Sanders is 3rd in rushing in the NFL right now.
They've had some good, damn good running backs.
Really good running
backs.
That's
the other thing is coming into this game, Penn State's 2 running backs were just absolute studs all year long, and we made them look like they were nothing. They
made them look like freshmen.
They had 0 impact on the game, essentially.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they both had less than 50 yards.
Yeah. And poor, I want to say the last name Singleton. I don't really know. I might be butchering it, but they actually had a really nice play design where I think they faked the handoff, did like a play action type thing, and then Clifford dropped back and threw it to the running back wide open, right in his fucking hands, and he just dropped it. I mean, it probably would have gone for a touchdown.
Nick Singleton and Katron Allen combined for 35 yards total rushing.
Holy shit.
Just stopped. Brick wall, dude.
Nick Singleton, 6 rushes for 19 yards. Katron Allen, 6 rushes for 16 yards.
Jesus.
They really didn't even utilize them. They didn't have the time.
They
ran the ball 12 times.
I mean, Clifford had 6 runs himself, I guess.
Okay.
They had 2 other running backs that had 3 rushes. One other running back that had 1 rush, and then the backup quarterback had technically 2 rushes, which I think.
So Blake Corum had a better game than the entire run game for Penn State.
Oh, by a mile.
All right, two things. We're talking about the running backs. 2 things that stand out to me is when Corum got absolutely rocked by that guy, kept his balance, and got another 5-10 yards. His balance is insane.
How is that physically possible?
He's just such a low center of gravity, and his legs are his workout routine must be just insane. That
somebody on Twitter said that he squats 315 25 times, and he was still ready to go for more.
But then also Dono's run where he went in, he cut to the left, then cut back to the right, and there's a tackler trying to get him, and he just puts his hand down and keeps running. Oh my god, those are my 2 favorite plays of the day.
That was beautiful. He just did a little hop skip over him and jump cut type of thing, and he was gone. They were beautiful. And you want to know what I love too? Blake really doesn't show emotion a whole lot, but after his long run, he was fired up. And he was fired up for a while. You could watch him go on the sideline, and he was yelling at the offensive lineman and doing the whole thing. There was some personal shit that went on in this game. I mean, let's talk about the halftime scuffle, whatever you want to call it, in the tunnel.
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know. There wasn't really great video of it, except for the fact that like teams were just like, it was basically Michigan, Ohio State last year, where they, both teams go into the tunnel kind of at the same time, obviously. And Michigan was behind Penn State, and just like everyone's jawing, they have to be held back the whole thing. And I don't know if it was BTN or someone else who tweeted out, but they were like, hey, PSA, don't fight with Michigan in the tunnel because it doesn't end well for you in the second half.
Funny thought, and I might be wrong in the score here, but I think it was the same score going into half as it was against Ohio State. Michigan was down.
It was 14-13. It was close, yeah.
I'm gonna look that up because I think
we were up 16-14. We kicked a field goal.
No, we were down, dude. I swear we were down. No, you might be right. We
kicked a field goal right before the half.
Yeah, I think it was Fox College Football on Twitter tweeted that graphic out. See if I can track it down.
All right, searching anything on ESPN is just stupid. There we go, Michigan, Penn State.
It's also just a wild day for college
football. Halftime, it was 16-14. Okay, I'm wrong.
All right. Well, I'm proud of you just for.
Thank God we found that information.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they definitely had some little personal vendetta, or just wanted some smoke here. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah. It was, I mean, the thing is that we did not like pour it on by any means either. Like, I really do think if we wanted to, like, I know that we weren't going to throw the ball because their secondary is pretty damn good. But if we wanted to, like I said, it could have been 50 something if we really wanted to, but we ate clock all day long. We had like multiple drives that were like, there we go. I love it.
Okay. Yep.
I love it. Yeah. We had multiple drives that were like 9-10 minutes long.
Yeah. I mean, Michigan could have scored 90 if they wanted to.
They could have.
Could have. Should have.
Could have, should have, would have. Does it concern you though? Like, I know that's like Jim Harbaugh's favorite type of football to play. I understand that, but like, I think we've seen it before with Michigan where it's like, all right, this is great when we're winning, but what happens when you have to play from behind type of thing?
Then I assume they would be doing something different.
Great assumption.
I don't know. We haven't seen much of that this year.
They were behind in the second quarter, and they didn't like flinch.
That's true.
And the run game was working. I feel like I remember beginning of the season, or we talked about it at some point, but it was like, if the run game's working, just keep doing it.
Keep running the damn ball.
Yeah.
That's right.
Run the damn ball. Shirts back up on the shop. Crew necks, hoodies, tees. Give us some money so we can pay our bills.
Please. My rent is due. Please. I have 2 rents now. My wife left me.
Jesus, dude. Yeah, it's tough. Tough life you live.
Tough life. Yeah. So, let's talk about Tennessee Bama. I need to talk about Tennessee.
Go Vols, Bama. Baby. Go Vols.
Oof. Wow. What a game. All right. First off, I do find it funny that like this is an all-time great game, but if that same game happened between like 2 Big 12 teams, we'd be like, trash defenses, it's a shit conference, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah. Classic Big 12.
Very true. Yeah. Very, very true.
Yeah. But that's what the SEC has kind of become now, is like shootouts, right?
I mean, we might show our stupidity here, but I agree with you. Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, somebody could pull up a stat and just be like, no. SEC still has the best defense. But I'm with you. It feels like there's a lot more games, especially with Bama, where the score's just running up, like high-scoring games back and forth.
It's definitely offensive, like big air raid kind of stuff going down.
I think back to
entertaining.
I think back to those like the 9-6 game. Was that
yeah.
LSU Bama?
LSU Bama, yeah.
Like those games. That was not that long ago.
Yeah,
that was
Bama's not
2016.
That running back factory that they used to be, right?
Bama, yeah. Yeah,
There was like a period of time.
They do have a
Trent Richardson,
yeah,
Yeldon, like all those guys are just back to back to back.
TJ Yeldon, Ingram, Derrick Henry, obviously.
Derrick Henry.
Eddie Lacy. Remember Eddie Lacy before he got fat? Bo Scarborough.
Dude, like they literally just had running backs for days.
Yeah, they were printing these guys in a lab.
And then the goalposts. Okay, the scene,
awesome.
The scene at Tennessee was unreal. That picture or the view from the blimp with the fireworks going off and the orange LED lights was like, that was next level.
It's so cool. Like I would love to have that at the big house.
Oh my God. If we like last year, if we did fireworks after beating Ohio State, like as the clock hit 0, I would have jizzed my pants.
Yeah. That would have gone nuts.
Yeah. That would be incredible. But and then the obviously storming the field, the goalposts, they literally just carried him out of the stadium straight to the street with the bars, just like marching all the way into campus. It's awesome. And then there was a video I just saw of like the president was upstairs in the suite. They're like, "How much is that going to cost you?" He's like, "I do not care. We will do this every single year if it means we win."
That's awesome.
Yeah,
love that.
Love it. I mean, that's the attitude you need to have in that situation.
Oh yeah,
right?
Like,
we'll pay our $10K for goalposts or whatever they cost. I have no idea.
Pay that.
Like, are you kidding me? It's an experience that nobody will ever forget.
Right. Is this the end of Nick Saban? Hot take?
Yeah. This is like the same thing that everyone said for the past 10 years with him and Belichick. You know, it's like, obviously Belichick is in a bad situation without Brady now, but like people said that about Belichick and Brady for literally a whole decade.
Oh yeah.
And then they just
I like Zappy though. What a name. Bailey Zappy.
I love Bailey Zappy.
Yeah. WKU, whatever their mascot is, the red blob or some shit. Hilltoppers.
They're the Hilltoppers.
Hilltoppers.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But it's a red blob.
One of the best mascots in all of college football.
I love mascots that don't make any sense. That's my favorite.
100%.
I wish we had one.
Yeah. We should for sure like have some like just yellow like puffball or something like that. Like
that sounds awesome.
That would be awesome.
Like wear
it's like an inflatable ball with like a smiley face, and you just see it go around the field, and people are just like hitting it up back and forth,
like a squeeze ball, like a stretch ball or something,
like a giant beach ball or something.
Oh, definitely need that.
But also, I feel like it would be so simple to just get like a Wolverine mascot outfit with a big like Wolverine head, like, and just throw a jersey on them, just like do with every other mascot ever. Like, it blows my mind that they just don't do it. I wonder what the reasoning is behind it.
I agree. I have no idea. I feel like we're like too far into it that like, you know, if it would have happened back in the day, then it would have been okay. But now we've gone too long without one. That would be such a big deal. And we know how Michigan fans are with like any type of change. You know how big of like backlash they got changing the end zones to blue? Like, imagine us like.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Fuck them. The people that are complaining about it, see ya. We don't want you anyway.
Agreed. 100%.
What if our mascot was just like an army of people dressed like Jim Harbaugh, and they're just on the sideline?
Harbaugh's just my mascot.
What if it was just like just a pair of khakis? Like it was somebody that like their head like pops out of the zipper.
Pasty white guys.
Just peeks through. Hello.
I think that'd be hilarious. Perfect. I think that's perfect. God. That's what I might go. I might go for Halloween as just Jim Harbaugh's khakis. Just like buy some like 6XL khakis and have my head poked through the zipper.
That's incredible. That's such a good idea.
Oh my god! If I wear that to the MSU game. Would you guys still hang out with me?
That's the tailgate fit.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
It is Halloween weekend, you know. So.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. Yeah. All right. Let's. What else? What other game? I mean, there were a couple other good games. Okay. Wait. All right. Should we just talk about MSU for a second?
Go for it.
Mel Tucker's clock management. Did you guys see the end of that game?
Dude, the only football game I watched yesterday was nothing because I only watched Michigan at 1 a.m. My cousin got us wasted at the tailgate. We were just doing fireball shots and
that's your fault.
It's my fault.
So, all right, here's what happened. I'm trying to remember as well. So we were watching it live though. So their MSU is all right. I gotta look it up now.
They won though, right? They won.
Yeah, they won despite like just terrible.
Tucker being an idiot.
Yes. Hold on. You guys talk about something while I look this up, okay?
All right.
I did. I also watched USC-Utah.
Oh, I wish I would have watched that.
And I was like, I made it to like halftime, and I was like, okay, obviously it's like 11:30 p.m. and I'm like falling asleep. And then I looked this morning and I was like, Utah won that game. What the fuck happened?
They did? I didn't even notice.
Yeah. Well, because I saw so I saw the score, and then I was scrolling Twitter this morning. I saw Josh tweeted something like, we're really about to have like a UCLA like undefeated teams matchup. And then I saw him reply to his own tweet. He's like, yeah, I definitely jinxed that because Utah just came back and fucking won.
Well, like I turned the game on and they were like going into half, and USC was at like their own 30 or something like that. And they lined up in like a shotgun, like with the running back next to the QB. And then the running back like ran out into space. So it was just the QB back there. And I was like, why don't we do that? We should definitely have like 5 wide, just JJ back there slinging it downfield, right? And then
I love it with Dono
or something.
Any play call Dono, that'd be beautiful.
And then Caleb Williams like threw a dime like way downfield, and they ended up calling it back, pass interference or something like that. And then they ended up going back to the locker room. But I was like, damn.
What was the final score in that game? It was pretty high scoring, right? It was like 42-40 or something.
Yeah. What was the final score? 43-42.
43-42. Gotta love it, man.
Yeah.
Plenty of good football on yesterday.
Yesterday was a great day of football. I loved it. It was a perfect like mid-October day too. It was cold in the morning, obviously in Ann Arbor, but it was beautiful. I was in perfect shape during the game.
Perfect football weather.
Yes.
Yeah. When the sun was out, I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah. There were a couple times it'd go behind the clouds. I bet, ooh, got a little shiver there.
Yeah, get a little cold.
But all right, so I believe what happened was I can't remember if they were tied at this point or what. I believe they were. And Thorne like had threw a pass and completed it, and there's like 30 seconds on the clock or something like that, and it's third down. And I think it was like 27 seconds on the clock, and it's third down. They have one timeout left. So like normally here you run it up the gut and then, one more time real quick and then take it. You take your last time out and kick the field goal to win it, right? Except he takes the timeout before third down. So then they have 0 timeouts left and like 27 seconds left. And they ran one play and had to rush the kicking team out there without a timeout. And then he misses the field goal. It was incredible.
What an idiot.
It was terrible. It was like 101 type shit. I was shocked at what I was seeing. Thankfully for him, he got bailed out by Keon Coleman and Jaden Reed, but like he was like trying to lose the game. It was insane.
You think he's betting against the team now? You think that's where he's like, shit, man, we're just not playing well. Like, I'm just gonna bet this team to lose. Load up on the money I'm already getting.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Could be.
I'm convinced that they have like just prepped for Michigan for the past 3 weeks. I'm convinced because they have.
If I was them, that's what I'd do. Because then it's still stage your season. Like, I would still beat Michigan.
That's 100% the case.
Yeah.
I seriously would not doubt it. I would not doubt it.
I'm with you. They have a
They're
bye
just
week
not a
next
good
week, too?
football team, though. Jaden
Yeah, we
Reed
both
is
have
very,
buys.
very good still.
Mm.
Yep. Peyton Thorne is very average, in my opinion. Keon Coleman is a stud.
I like Ken Coleman a lot.
Yeah. But other than that, like, they just don't have much.
Yeah.
So we need to beat them by 100. I've said it, I think, 100 times at this point, but like we need to seriously beat them in a worse fashion than we just beat Penn State.
I hope so. I mean,
100%.
the numbers line up to make you think that they will, but that game's always,
You never know.
You never know what to expect.
I just can't leave literally any room for Michigan State fans to talk. I don't want them like 2018, I believe it was. Or was it 18 or 16? When like we went to MSU and then like ended up winning by 9 or something, or whatever it was.
2016 probably.
Yeah. And then they like the whole like that was it was a 3-9 team for MSU.
Yeah.
And they're like, you couldn't even beat us by double digits. Like, I do not want any of that shit happening. It needs to be like we beat them by 4 scores.
I also love it though that's like some sort of like, comeback. Like, yeah, we lost,
Right.
but you only beat us by 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was like, okay, cool. Like I don't give a shit about you or your team.
Yeah. I cannot
And
live
you
in
just
a
paid
world
you
where
just
Mel
paid
Tucker
your
is bringing out
coach
this
$95 million. I want it to be like you just
no
paid
average.
your coach $95 million to like lose to us by single digits. Yeah, you're
Right.
sick, bro. That's legit. So, all right, what else happened yesterday?
Don't ask me.
God, you're fucking useless, honestly.
Georgia like rolled over Vanderbilt 55-0.
As they should.
Yep.
Illinois beat Minnesota, and Minnesota was. I thought they were going to be the team in the West, and they stink now.
They still could be. I mean, what? That's the only loss of the season, right?
No,
No?
Second
I
loss.
believe, right?
Who else did they lose to?
Hold on.
They lost to Purdue, and they
Purdue and
lost to-
Illinois, yeah.
Okay.
Dude,
I mean,
Illinois
they
is legit.
Apparently, Brett Bielema's got him going back in the
Yeah.
Big Ten where he thrives.
How happy do you think that Brett Bielema is that he was the one that made Wisconsin fire Paul Chryst?
What do you mean?
He at Illinois beat Wisconsin last week or whatever.
Oh, and then they fired him after
They
that?
fired Paul Chryst immediately, and he's probably just like, should have never fucking fired me.
Did they fire Bielema? I thought he left for Arkansas.
You might be right, actually.
Yeah,
You
I
might
just thought
be
he
right.
left for Arkansas. But I'm sure Nebraska's fucking rolling in their grave about firing Pelini. They'd kill for 9-3.
9-3, 9-4 is, you know what? Sorry, that's Nebraska ever since 1990. Like that's what you've been, So
Man,
sorry.
Adrian Martinez deserved to have Bo Pelini.
I agree.
Maybe they would have been a 10. They could have been a 10-11 team with Adrian Martinez. Man, he was fucking legit. Isn't he tearing it up at K-State right now?
Yeah.
I thought so.
And the thing is with Nebraska is like, dude, you're in the West, man. All you got to do is go like 9-3 wins that league like 90% of the time.
Right. Like you don't even have to be good to go 9-3 in the West.
No. Oklahoma, after getting
Redeemed themselves.
goose-egged, just went out. I feel bad for Kansas fans, man.
That sucks, man.
You were there and at 5-0, and then 2 in a row, and it's like
Two close games in a row.
2 close games in a row, and then you just like now lose all momentum. It just sucks.
That's
That
tough.
sucks.
It's a tough look.
Is Texas back though with Quinn Ewers?
I hope so, man. College
They got a
football is
chance
better when
still.
Texas is back.
They still got a chance to win the Big 12, don't they?
I mean, I got to assume so. I don't know who else would be up there. K-State, TCU.
I think TCU might be up there, but
I mean, I think Big 12's got to still be pretty wide open.
yeah. Oklahoma
K-State,
State.
TCU.
TCU just beat Oklahoma State, but those 2 teams were, I think, at the top. Let's see. LSU beat Florida. Dude, Florida as well, just like is a team that looks like every year they're like, all right, this could be like a very legit team. And then they come out and it's like, we're not. We're gonna lose like bad football games.
I mean, Big 12 right now looks like it's between TCU, Kansas State, Texas, and OK State.
Yeah.
Dude, the QB at Florida is basically Joe Milton.
Anthony Richardson?
Yeah.
He's sick,
like
dude. I like
6'5",
him.
235. I watched him literally flick his wrist and throw it 25 yards.
Okay,
He's
so
like a
Michigan is up to
combination.
3 in the coaches poll, and AP poll just dropped, and Michigan's 4.
Really?
I love it.
Yep, I'm good with that.
I don't know. I wouldn't have argued if you put Tennessee up at there as number 1. They've got by far the best win of the year, right? And they're undefeated. Like,
I mean, Tennessee probably has the best win of the year.
that's what I just said. No?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Michigan.
No. I'm talking about Tennessee. I think
Yeah.
I think Tennessee deserves to be number 1 right now.
Tennessee number 1, Michigan number 2. Ohio State hasn't beat anybody.
Georgia's pretty fucking good.
They still suck, though, too. It's a new year. We're not going to talk about the past, okay? We're talking about this season.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. We're on to Michigan State. I do love Blake Corum saying Michigan State on the clock at the end of his interview running out the tunnel.
That was awesome.
I do.
Love that. Okay, last thing I want to touch on here is like just the state of Michigan football. Michigan football is in such a good spot. Now my dad told me this stat. John, if the stat is wrong, it's on you, okay? But he said it was like the first time in 50 years that Michigan has been 7-0 in back-to-back years.
I saw that. Yeah. It was on like Fox. I think it was on the broadcast. They said that.
Okay. I mean, that is – I know that there's a lot of football left to be played, but I just feel like this program like is in just such an unreal spot.
Remember when we all wanted Harbaugh gone?
Like 18 months ago, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a bunch of idiots.
You know what?
If we played a championship game today, we'd be playing Illinois.
Really?
Oh my God, seriously? That's amazing.
That's great.
All right, I'm gonna poop my pants.
Yeah, let's be done.
Wrap this up.
Okay. Yeah, I think Michigan's in a pretty fucking good spot right now. I'm pretty pumped about where this team and program is at. So
Drinking the Kool-Aid, man.
Drink the Kool-Aid. We'll head into the bye week. We'll have some players on here this week, which we're excited to have some old friends come back and join us. But you can follow us at Blue by 90 on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Blue by 90 Podcast on YouTube, and blueby90.com. We appreciate you. Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Go Blue.